here with a smile on your face, like everything is a joke too. Your mother was getting a massage, and Zeke was getting a lap dance in my backyard. Why? Because you make them feel like it's okay.
If you can find another me, you know what I'm saying, by tomorrow, but I can't find another you, then leave. You know what I'm saying? Why would you even stay down this long if you can find another me just like that?
Hey y'all, today we're diving deep into the explosive drama rocking reality TV. Chrissy Lampkin, the queen of loyalty and fierce love, found herself blindsided when her longtime love, Jim Jones, got hit with shocking news. Out of nowhere, reality star Brooke Bailey drops a bomb. She's pregnant, and Jim's the dad. As you can imagine, this left Chrissy and fans everywhere stunned. The streets are buzzing, social media's in flames, and we're here to break down all the juicy details. From betrayal to heartbreak, let's unravel how Chrissy is facing this new reality and what's next for her and Jim. Chrissy Lampkin got swept into a storm of emotions in the wild, always drama-filled world of reality TV, where feelings stay on max and love stories are everybody's business. Known for her no-nonsense attitude and her die-hard loyalty, Chrissy had been riding with rapper Jim Jones for what felt like forever. Fans lived for their intense, up-and-down romance, tagging along through every high and low. But then, boom, a bombshell shook Chrissy's world, leaving everybody in shock. Out of nowhere, reality star Brooke Bailey came out announcing she was pregnant with Jim Jones' baby. Yes, Jim's baby. This news set the streets on fire, with fans and industry insiders speculating like crazy. Chrissy? She was blindsided, left a reeling because she had long pictured a future with Jim. This hit her deep, like a knife straight to the heart. A betrayal she never saw coming. She tried to keep it together for the cameras, but inside it was tearing her up. Behind the scenes, Chrissy was drowning in pain, anger, and a sense of betrayal too big to shake. Her friends and family could only watch as she spiraled, caught up in the rage, the heartbreak, the hurt that wouldn't let her go. One unfiltered moment, and she broke down, tears flowing as she looked back on the love she once thought was unbreakable. But this was a painful wake-up call, a hard truth that her and Jim's relationship might be shattered beyond repair. Chrissy wasn't just hurting for herself, her heart ached for the future she dreamed of with Jim, a future that suddenly felt snatched away. As word spread about Jim's betrayal, the media frenzy zeroed in on her. And even with her usual tough exterior, you could see the toll it was taking. Facing the world, she poured her heart out in interviews, stressing loyalty and honesty, the same values she'd stood by her whole life. Fans and supporters sent love her way, but none of it could ease that raw wound left by the betrayal. In the days that followed, Chrissy took a deep dive into herself, realizing it was time to refocus on her needs if she ever wanted to heal. She wasn't about to let this mess define her. With her squad cheering her on, she began to rebuild, reclaiming her story step by step. The pain was deep, but she started to see a flicker of hope, a path forward where she could find her power again. Chrissy transformed her heartache into strength, showing the world that while love and betrayal can shake you, they don't have to steal your future. But the reality, TV, and social media world, it was still popping with fresh tea. Just weeks after Chrissy and Jim's breakup hit the streets, word was out about a rumored romance between Jim and Brooke Bailey, and then it got even messier. A photo leaked of Jim and Brooke laughing it up, dressed like they were ready to say, "I do." Fans were in a frenzy, piecing together what looked like the real story behind this twist. For those who'd been there through Jim and Chrissy's 15-year roller coaster, it was wild to see him move on so fast. Their breakup had marked the end of an era in reality TV, and folks couldn't stop talking. But when Chrissy went public declaring she was done with Jim and ready to move on, that was the headline. Just weeks after Chrissy and Jim split, word was already on the street that Jim had linked up with none other than Basketball Wives star Brooke Bailey. At first, folks brushed off Brooke and Jim's public run-ins as pure coincidence, but it wasn't long before things got real. When that now infamous pic of them, dressed like they were at a wedding, hit social media, Brooke in a simple, stunning white dress, and Jim looking sharp in a suit, people couldn't ignore it. The whole vibe of that photo, the way they were holding each other, grinning ear to ear, it felt way too intimate to be just a publicity stunt. Still, not everyone was buying it. Some folks pointed out it could easily be for a reality show or a music video, because we know how the industry loves a good love story to get people talking. But if it was real, it had fans questioning just how fast Jim had really moved on from Chrissy and when this thing with Brooke might have started. Was this all bubbling up while he was still with Chrissy? Social media blew up with the reactions, split right down the middle. Some fans were mad at Jim, feeling like he'd wasted Chrissy's best years. Others, they cheered on his fresh start, calling it a new beginning for both him and Brooke. The whole thing showed just how invested people were in Chrissy and Jim's saga, like they'd been on this roller coaster with them from day one. And once again, all eyes were on Chrissy. With rumors flying about Jim and Brooke, everyone was waiting to see her next move. Word on the curb was that Chrissy, never one to stay quiet, might make her return to reality TV to give fans a real raw look at her life post-Jim. Meanwhile, Brooke, who's had her share of ups and downs in the romance department, could be stepping into a new chapter herself if those wedding rumors turn out to be true. Fans were on the edge of their seats, eager to see how things would play out. Many thought Jim and Brooke's union might bring them new chances both personally and professionally. But, of course, there were bound to be challenges too, especially since Chrissy was such a big part of Jim's life for years. As rumors swirl about their relationship, the real question had folks buzzing. Was this a true love story or just another juicy reality TV setup? Some folks thought Jim and Brooke were the real deal, while others figured it was just a ploy to keep us all hooked. Jim later spoke out in an interview, getting real about his past missteps and regrets. He admitted to mistakes that hurt the very people he cared about most, realizing now how emotions can spiral and do damage you can't undo. He dropped a little wisdom, talking about the importance of keeping your emotions in check and not letting rash decisions wreck lives. Supporters of Jim and Brooke argued that everybody deserves a second chance at love, especially after a messy breakup. But the critics? Oh, they weren't here for it. To them, Jim moving on this quick was downright disrespectful to Chrissy, who'd stood by him all those years. And as the rumors got louder, everyone was dying to know. Would Jim and Brooke make it official, or were they just enjoying each other's company with no strings attached? Fans held on to every little update as if they were watching the next episode of their favorite soap. Meanwhile, entertainment news outlets were glued to the scene, waiting for any slip-up or sign that confirmed what was really going on. And so, the saga continued, with everyone on high alert for the next bombshell. Before long, the buzz around Jim and Brooke's rumored romance was everywhere, with each media outlet adding its own spin. Some were caught up in the fairy tale romance, while others zoomed in on the messy timing with Chrissy's breakup. Fans were left sifting through all kinds of stories, from shady critiques to over-the-top celebrations. And as Jim and Brooke started stepping out more, hitting events together, posting little glimpses of their life online, the hype only grew stronger. Now, the question on everyone's mind was, would they finally confirm their status or keep us all guessing? Through all this drama, Jim was taking a hard look at himself. He knew he couldn't change the past, but he was focused on moving forward, promising to learn from his mistakes. This wasn't just another rough patch, it was a lesson in responsibility, forgiveness, and keeping his emotions in check. He was set on rebuilding, fixing the connections he'd let slip, and showing up as a better man. The journey was far from over, but Jim was ready to put in the work, leaving fans curious to see if this was really a fresh start or just another chapter in his saga.